Any direct advice, insights, or tips that you would give to somebody who's interested in studying veterinary medicine or getting involved in the type of work that you're involved in?
Well, I will be the first to admit that I'm very biased, but I would say to anyone who is interested in the veterinary field, absolutely do it. I know that, especially I hear from people working in the United States that maybe they will go to a veterinary mentor, and a lot of people will say, "Don't do it. It's too hard of a field," or you can't turn it off. You don't have a work-life balance anymore. I think that definitely can be the case, but America is not the only place to work as
Hmm.
well.
Hmm.
So I would definitely say that don't let the scary voices that you might hear dissuade you if you think that it's something that you may be interested in. Because as we talked about earlier, the amount of things that you can do with a veterinary degree are pretty limitless.
Yeah.
There's really interesting niches to find yourself in. I mean, I didn't expect to be spending so much of my time, being an interpreter between Japanese and English as a
Yeah.
veterinarian, and working in some of the welfare spaces that I've been invited into. That was not on my radar in my initial, emergency vet watching days career plan. So,
Hmm.
uh, you'd be surprised at the doors that might open up to you if you are willing to maybe take a less conventional path. That being said, it is a very, very challenging one. I will not lie to anyone about that. Um, you have to be willing to study, because to even get through the doors that you need to be in the position that I'm lucky enough to be in, it required a lot of studying, studying things that are not fun to study, like organic chemistry or physical
Yes.
chemistry. Those were some of the toughest ones I've had to go through. But they all definitely serve a purpose, even if not directly. Just the
Yeah.
amount of focus that it takes to get through it is an exercise in its own. And zoo medicine, even within an already very competitive veterinary medicine field, is one of the most competitive specialties, because I can understand why. I mean, we get to work with some of the most magical creatures on the planet.
Right.
So there is a lot of competition in that way, and a lot of cost involved because there's so much competition in terms of being willing to do a lot of unpaid internships and stuff like that. So there is some, access and equity issues involved in that. But that's another reason why I encourage people to maybe take a more broader perspective, because
Mm.
being willing to maybe work in places that are, outside of the West opens up a lot of doors that you might not have expected. And I did hear from one of my most favorite mentors that in order to be a good exotics veterinarian, you first need to be a good small animal veterinarian. And I think that he could not have been more right about that. So even if you are really set on zoo medicine, I encourage people who are interested to spend a lot of time in small animal medicine. I started volunteering at my local humane society when I was 14, started working in veterinary clinics just to get a more holistic idea of how what the field is, what medicine is,
Mhm.
because unfortunately it is about a lot more than just loving animals. Take as many opportunities as you can to see different aspects of veterinary medicine, small animal clinics, large animal clinics. If you really are truly serious about zoo medicine, I would recommend you trying to volunteer at a local zoo, a local wildlife rehab center, and definitely join any professional organizations that you can, like the American Association of Zoo Veterinarians, European Association of Zoo Veterinarians. Join the conferences if you can. I am forever indebted to my my personal great mentor, who has basically kind of walked me step by step through my career. And she is someone that I met by, during the COVID era, joining one of the AAZV, American Association of Zoo Veterinarians, online conferences, and going to a mentor mentee mixer. And
Mm.
I didn't have any expectations going into that. I just kind of had a question about, could someone like me based in Japan even have an opportunity to learn and pursue a residency program. And we ended up meeting as a result of that, and things have just taken off from there. So yeah, take an interest in um, those those people's stories, what they have to offer you. And yeah, just be open to learning. But if you are into creative thinking, problem solving, and you want to use those skills to be able to help alleviate animal suffering, to be able to be a voice for those voiceless animals, to help make a difference in conservation, yeah, I don't think I could have picked a better career to do this.